I took the hubcap covers off the Cybertruck wheel because I wanted to give them a good cleaning and get rid of all the brake dust, since it really does build up, and once the covers are on there's no real way for it to be cleaned or for it to blow off anywhere, so it just kind of accumulates everywhere. And I realized that all four of the hubs have got a light coating of rust on. This is only surface rust, like it just come off on my finger. So before I put the hubcap back on, I'm going to give it a good clean. I'm going to be using a brass wire wheel to get in there and knock all the dust loose or the rust loose, and then I'm going to be using fluid foam to give it a coating to make sure it protects against future rust, and then I'm going to put the covers back on. So first things first, I'm going to just get this in there. This is a 3-inch wire wheel, a wire cut, and it's actually just about the right size to get in there. It does have a hole in the middle, so it'll fit very nicely around the center bolt there. So I'm just going to get it in there. So I'm just moving it around just to get some really good coverage. Okay, that looks really clean. Actually, that knocked off all the surface rust. That did a really good job. So I'm just going to blow out that this area here, just get rid of any rust that might be floating around, and then I'm going to give it a good spray. I repositioned the camera just so we can get a more clearer look of the center cap area. This is just a blow gun that's connected to the air compressor. I'm just going to go around all four wheels after I've cleaned them and just blow out any dust before I've sprayed with fluid film. I don't know how loud this is going to be on the microphone, but hopefully not very loud. If it is loud, I'm going to try and mute it when I edit the video. Okay, that's probably loud. And you probably saw some of the dust flying out, the rust. Okay, apologies if that was super loud for everyone. I'm just going to use the fluid film. This is the black version, but the only reason I got this one is because it was on sale at Princess Auto. The regular one that has an orange covered liquid is just as effective. This is pretty much the same thing with just a black tint. And actually, in retrospect, because the wheels are black, it might actually look a bit better. So I'm going to give that a good shake. And also with spray cans, you want to shake it until you hear the ball rattling inside. And then maybe give it another 20 seconds or so. Okay, I don't want to subject everyone to just letting the can rattle around, so I'm going to get in there. And it goes without saying, you want to be careful not to get any of this spray, or actually any spray at all, on the brake discs, the brake pads, or the calipers. Basically, you don't want any spray going outside of this area. And in terms of coating, you want to just give it a good covering. You want to make sure that everything is covered. Now, fluid foam does have a creeping property. It's not a very strong creeping property, but all that means is it'll find its way into a bunch of nooks and crannies. And especially once the wheel is rotating, it'll kind of spread itself in there really well. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is put the cover on. So my Cybertruck came with this type of wheel cover. There's two types. One has got these little holes here, and the other type is solid, so you won't see that here, but this is what I have. The other one's actually two-piece, which makes it a bit more difficult. This is one piece, so all I need to do is basically push this on, and the way that I'm going to do that, I'm going to call this out first. These little wings here, these little ears or these little connectors fit inside this gap, so they fit in between here. People have tried to put them on here, but that will never work. They're actually designed to go into the gap between the spokes, the short gap, not this gap right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the center as much as I can, line this up with one of them, and then I'm just going to knock it in with the back of my fist. So I'm going to line this in here. There we go. And 1, 2. I'm not going to count it all, don't worry. And that is the tire cover installed, or the hubcap cover installed. 1 down, 4 more to go. 3 more to go. Okay, this is the rear left-hand side of the driver's side tire, and I just moved this back here because in my garage I have a little bit more room to work. So I'm just going to attach one of the hubcap covers, and hopefully this is a little bit more clear as to what needs to be done. So again, these are the little ears that you have, and you can see that there's a piece of sheet or spring metal in there, and because it's concave, it means it's pushing the ears out. So that might help you kind of figure out where they need to go, but it's actually really simple. Again, you're going to get the center cap lined up with this area right here, the area that we just cleaned and sprayed, and then you're going to put one of the ears. So it doesn't really matter which way they go. This is it's not really indexed to anything. You're going to take this part and you're going to put it right in the middle there, and then you're going to start knocking it in. So again, I'm going to line up the center cap first, and then I'm going to line up the first ear, and you'll know when you get it because it kind of fits in. Like if I let go now, it's going to fall back, but it's not falling up or down. So if I put my finger there, for example, I'm not really pressing it, I'm just stopping it from falling backwards. But the center piece is inside the center border, so that's kind of giving it a little bit of extra stability. And once I have that, I'm just going to knock it in. Yeah, just go around it one more time. You'll know when it's in because it sounds very different. You'll notice on the first time when I knocked it in, it made a much louder noise. But this is really nice. If you want, you can just kind of go around and give it a little bit of a tug just to make sure. It's not supposed to be completely fitted in there without any movement because, again, it's only held in by those ears. So it's not supposed to be a strong fit, but I mean, it does take a bit of force to take it off. Incidentally, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, if you do want to take it off, at least on this style, all you do is put your fingers in one of these holes. You can only barely get your fingertips in there, but it's enough. Doesn't matter which one it is, and then you want to just give it a good yank towards you. And once the first one comes out, the other ones will just pop out just as easily.